Do you want a cute little ghastling, but don't want to stand there and wait while guessing if it has been 20 minutes or not? Do you wish you could check over occasionally to see what step your dried ghast baby is in without having to walk all the way over? Then look no further, you're going to want the Ghastling Garden. Hello everybody, I'm Rogue Fox, founder and creator of the Ghastling Garden. The Ghastling Garden is very simple to use. You can see everything that's inside, and the Ghastling Garden comes with a nice little counter down here at the bottom to show you what step your ghastling is in. All we simply do is come inside, get our dried ghastling, place it down right here, we step back, and then while you go off and mine, farm, do whatever you'd like, you get to come back, see what step your ghastling is in. So as you can see right here, we are almost there, and once it gets to that last light, we have ourselves a ghastling, and the counter resets for you to put another dried ghast in. The Ghastling Garden can be yours for 4 easy payments of a stack of diamonds. So pick up the phone and call now. I hope all of you enjoyed that fun little intro I made for this video, and yes, this build does work. So like I put down in the disclaimer, I set the tick speed to 75, so that is why it went so quick, but in reality, in order for a dried ghast to turn into a ghastling, it is going to take 20 minutes, which gave me the idea of making this build and actually seeing the phase that the dried ghast is in before it turns into a ghastling. What I really like about this build is how clean it looks. So if you want to make some sort of nursery for your ghastlings, you can go ahead and do that, because if we go all the way around here like you saw, it is a nice and clean design, and all the redstone fits down below. So if we take a look down here real quick, you can see here is all of the redstone for the build. Now with that, let me go ahead and show you how to make it. To make this happy ghast farm, you are going to need a 5x5 area. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our supplies. There we go. There are the supplies we'll need for this build. So we have 2 observers, 2 comparators, 2 hoppers, 2 droppers, 5 target blocks, 7 redstone dust, 5 redstone lamps, a composter, a chest, a stack of pumpkin pies, which I will get to later on in the video, and then you are going to need your water bucket and at least 1 dried ghast. Now for building this, go ahead and get a stack of building blocks of your choice, 29 slabs, 32 glass blocks, and then I chose to use a fence gate to keep the ghastling in, and it doesn't seem to get out because the ghastling is a little bit bigger than a block. To get things started, what we're going to do is build a portion of the counting system that is going to be hooked up to the redstone lamps, and then also place in the observer, which will detect the state changes of the dried ghast to that counting system. So from here, what we want to do is go to the back of our 5x5 area. From the center, go 1 block over, place down your chest like this. Now go ahead and grab your hopper, run your hopper into the side of that chest like so. Get your composter, place your composter on top of the hopper. From here, what we want to do is place temporary blocks like this on top of the composter. We want to go 1, 2, knock out that bottom temporary block. Get your dropper, place your dropper on the bottom of that block. We can go ahead and remove it. So that will make the dropper face into the composter like that. From here, what we're going to do is place in the observer. So to do that, let's go back to the center of our back block, come 1 block up and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks like this. Go ahead and remove these 4. Get your observer, place your observer on the bottom of this block so we have the red dot pointing towards the ground. Go ahead and remove that. Now what we want to do is run that observer into a block like this. Place a temporary block here, come around to the back side, place a block right here, and then we want to grab a slab and place a slab right there against the side of the block and against the side of the composter. Now we can go ahead and remove that temporary block, and so far it should look like this. And after that, all we want to do is grab our redstone dust and place redstone dust on these 2 blocks here. So what this is going to do is when we place the dried ghast down, that is going to be detected by the observer. That's going to power this block, which is going to power this redstone, which will then power our dropper, which is going to have pumpkin pies, which we'll put in later. That's going to send it into the composter and then start our counting system. Next, we're going to go ahead and wire up the rest of our counting system. So to do that, let's go ahead and place a block against the side of the composter like so. Place a block right here, temporary block here, a block up. Go ahead and remove that temporary block. and then bring blocks all the way across to the edge of the 5x5 area, like you see right here. Now, go ahead and grab your comparator. We want to place a comparator right there running into this block. Get your redstone dust, place redstone dust along the top of these blocks we just placed. Now, what we're going to do is grab our target blocks, and we can look at the edge right here, place a target block right there, and bring it all the way across. Get your redstone lamps and place redstone lamps on top of all of the target blocks. So what this is going to do is we're going to place the dried gas on top of the observer. It's going to send the signal down just like I mentioned. That's going to place a pumpkin pie into the composter. So if we place one pumpkin pie in there, that's going to raise it one level. That is going to be detected by the comparator, which is going to give us a redstone output of 1. And the nice thing about the target blocks is that the target blocks direct the redstone right into it. So earlier, it was a line just like you saw, but because we placed the target blocks in, they are now connected, which allows the redstone lamp to be powered. And then we're going to go ahead and go to 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, technically, in order for this to turn off like you saw earlier, this composter actually needs to get to level 7 in order for it to reset. So if we do 6, still nothing, 7, that is when we get it to reset. So the next part I'm going to show you is how to get those 2 additional pumpkin pies in there so we can get this counter reset. And this part is actually very simple. All we want to do is go to the end of our line right here, place a dropper like that, facing towards the back of the build, get your hopper, crouch place your hopper into the dropper so it looks like this. Now go ahead and place a block right here, a temporary block like that. Get your last observer, come around to this side, and place your observer facing in this direction. So we have the arrow pointing towards our redstone line. And then if we go ahead and remove this, you will hear a tick. So that actually, as you saw, powered the redstone line, which would go into the dropper. Now, to finish this off, what we want to do is grab our last comparator. We want to run the comparator out from the hopper like that. And then go ahead and open up that dropper, place in a junk item, just like this. And this is all ready to go. Now, to give this a test, what we're going to do is open up our dropper. Let's place a half stack of pumpkin pies in there for the time being, just so we have something that will actually go into the composter. But as we tested earlier, if we place in a pumpkin pie now, that's going to give us a level 2, 3, 4. Before we take this to the 5th level, what's going to happen is once we place in that pumpkin pie, that's going to power this redstone dust, which will then power this dropper, which will then send the item in the dropper into the hopper, which will be detected by the comparator. The observer is going to detect that comparator turning on, giving us level 6. And once the comparator turns off, the observer will also detect that. And as you saw, the observer powers the redstone. So that's going to give us the 2 additional levels that we need. And then that will reset the counter. Now that I've explained it, let me go ahead and show you. So we get to level 5. And there we go. Everything is working as it should be. And now it's time to decorate. But quickly, before we decorate, I do want to give this a final test run with the dried gas on it. So let me go ahead and put the blocks around it like this, like that. And I have this as the wall. You can decorate this however you like, but this is how I chose to do it. Slabs here to contain the water, but so we can actually still see what's in here. Get your bucket of water. And actually, let me go ahead and just show you why you shouldn't put the pumpkin pies in just yet. So if we place the water down, that's going to be detected, and that's going to give us a level of 1. I just thought of that. So something to keep in mind. But if we go ahead and grab the pumpkin pies once again, let me go ahead and reset this. There we go. That is reset. So let's go ahead and place in our dried gas. And like I mentioned, this is going to take 20 minutes. So the phases for this, there's actually 4. We do have 5 redstone lamps, but when we place the gas down initially, that's going to give us the level of 1. And then every 5 minutes, it's going to go up to a different phase. So if you actually take a look at it, the gas will start with a frowny face, and then eventually goes to a neutral face, and then it goes to a smiley face right before it turns into a ghastling. So 5 minutes will be right here. This will be 10. This will be 15 minutes. And then the final will be 20 minutes when it turns into a ghastling. So let's place the dried gas on top of the observer. There's that. There's level 2. And you can't really see the face from here. There's 3. 4. And then we have ourselves a ghastling, which will be 5. And of course, the counter is going to reset, and it's all ready for the next dried ghast. As far as decorating go, this is how I chose to do it. I filled in the rest of the floor, running up to the redstone lamps. I placed in a 3-high wall, and then all I did was surround the edges with white glass blocks. And because I do have the vibrant visuals on, the white glass blocks look a lot better than the regular glass, which is why I chose to do that. So there we go. All the blocks are placed in, and then I just placed in a roof using slabs like this. We do need to be able to get in there to place our gas and get our ghastling out, so all I did was knock out these 2 blocks here, grab a fence gate, and place it down right there. Like I mentioned, the ghastling is just big enough that it won't get out of a 1x1 area, but it will come out of a 1x2 area. So all I've noticed is that it just floats around, and then once I open the fence gate, it actually drops down and then comes out. And there you have it, everyone. That is how you build yourself a happy ghast farm. Once you have all of your ghaslings, you can go ahead and grab your snowballs. They'll follow you around. All you do is feed them snowballs, and then eventually they will turn into a happy ghast. Once you have your happy ghast, you can go ahead and place a harness on it, and then you are free to ride it wherever you want. So, with that being said, everyone, this is going to be the end of today's redstone tutorial. I really hope you all enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.